That's the one thing you couldn't get in jail, an iPhone.
Wait, didn't they like keep their iPhones in jail?
It depends on the jail, but in the federal prisons I was at, iPhone is like, if you had an iPhone.
Oh, don't have Galaxies.
You were either, it was even worse. It was like Samsung J7 or some shit.
That's what I have.
Did someone get like an ass phone? You know?
Oh, I had.
Introducing the ass phone.
So they call them finger phones.
What the fuck?
Why are they calling that?
Please elaborate.
They're maybe the size. They're the size of a finger. They're tiny phones. They're like almost like, I don't know. They're really small, and you could.
So did the gay guys have the best phones because they could smuggle the biggest things?
Nah, it doesn't work that way.
Obama phones?
Power outlets in your cell, or like, how's that work?
Someone's got like a fucking Nokia.
So like my buddy Poops will give you the best story. He's actually in the server, and I might do like a podcast with him. So Poops was a fucking like magician with this shit. He had. I went from like the jails where it was like really easy to have a phone to like the jail they send you to if you have a phone. Because like they really hate it, and like I got sent to this jail with like 0 cell phones. One guy tried to get me to buy a cell phone for $14,000. I was like, fuck out of here. But of course I wanted a cell phone. So in this jail it's like $5K, and my buddy Poops, he fucking was able to not only get a cell phone, but like you said, like hiding it is the hardest part, because like everything in jail is like nailed down. Like you can't like you have your locker, it's like very like fixed. Like there's no way that you can really hide shit. You know what I mean? Like you have very little space. Your bed's nailed down. Like everything is like very easy to search. So especially in this jail. So basically, the cops search a lot. Like that's part of their job, is just to search to see if somebody's got something like that. And so Poops was able to fucking make hidden compartments and shit, like that he used to like hide shit. He was like incredibly based. So like he would put, like slam his fist on the locker, and then like
That's why they call the ass phones.
And then a secret compartment would come out, and I'd be like, "What the fuck? How'd you make that?" And he's like, he shows me like these compartments where like you couldn't find the shit if you tried. And he had like a screwdriver. I'm like, "Where the fuck did you get that?" He's like, "Shh." I'm like, "Dude, this is crazy." But it was all like, he had it all like mapped out, and some people are just like really good at this type of shit. So you can't really hide anything in your body because they have a metal detector for starters, and that sort of messes it up, right? So if you have a place in your body to hide, anything, you can always, the metal detector will find it,
Well, it depends how sensitive the metal detector is. Like, a lot of the airport ones aren't going to pick up a small phone.
Yeah, that's a good point, but I mean, these are...
How do you know, Mr.
Because I have taken a number of small electronic devices through those sorts of metal detectors.
Up your ass?
No.
Oh, well, that's what we're talking about here.
You had a Bluetooth vibrator up your asshole walking through TSA?
No.
Baller.
For science? Figured out?
Well, anyway...
I've had gay sex in a metal detector, and I didn't get detected.
With a name like Poops, though, you'd think the phone would be up the ass.
No, it came from, in the hood, when you get a name, like it's your name for life. And, I don't know, that's just hood rules. I don't understand it myself. But Poops got his name from when he was a little kid, a bunch of birds shat on him. So ever since then, for the rest of his life, the entire
That's a sign of good luck in some cultures.
yeah, the entire neighborhood of Newark, New Jersey referred to him as Poops. So that's how that works. But
I thought he shat himself. I guess not.
yeah, that could also be true. But
What do they call you in those streets?
I was called a lot of different things in the streets. So I often went by the professor because I was obviously a smart guy, but it was also like the professor on the court because I used to wear eyeglasses, and I was the only like nerd in the hood who wore eyeglasses, and I didn't care. I'd wear eyeglasses to the basketball court, and these kids would be like, "Nah, no fucking way, this guy's the best baller on Kings Highway," and they'd like start laughing and cracking up, and I'd be like stone faced, like, "Let's ball," and I would like take these guys to school, and they'd be like, "Yo, he really is. He's really the professor." Like,
I
You know, when I was younger on Kings Highway.
Is this white man can't jump? Is that what that is? Or-
yeah,
the
man.
hops.
That is.
Back in the day on Kings Highway, me and my brother used to play ball there all the time. And I was really short growing up, so they would always underestimate me and my brother, because my brother's real short too. And we'd go on, we'd play really terribly for the first couple, we'd let them win a little bit, and then we'd go, then when they really didn't expect it, we'd go really hard on playing. And it was really funny to just see their reactions as we just sort of instantly got better. We wouldn't always win, but it was always really funny.
I like going hard.
I go hard for you too, bro.
Yeah, I'm 5'9", but very lanky, so my arms are very, very long relative to my body, so I was able to grab the rim very easily. I had the best vertical.
It hops.
Yeah.
I'm 5'9" too, but I grew up really late. I only had my growth spurt when I was 17. Before I was 17, I was 5'7", or before I was 17, I was 5'7". Before I was 16, I was 5'6".
Short king.
Manlet.
For real.
I love basketball. Right now, I have a spare tire for a guy.
Yo, Martin. I know this is true for county, but I don't know if this is true for federal.
What?
Is it true that you have to flush when you pee so you don't bother everybody else? Because really nobody wants to hear you pee.
It depends on the jail. So, generally speaking, you're in a cell where you're getting to know your bunkmate pretty well. So it's not like if you're locked in, you gotta shit, right?
Okay, it's a bunk thing.
Yeah, if you're locked in. Now, if it's a barracks, usually there's a bathroom. So now there's also a part of the jail called the tank, where it's that's more like a county setup where you're just there for temporarily and they're moving everybody and shit. So that's a whole other system. Now in that system, you kind of don't give a fuck because you're not going to be there very long. But it does kind of suck if there's 10 or 15 people in the tank and somebody's got to take a shit. You're please don't do that. But and you gotta go. So jail's uncomfortable.
Junkies don't really shit.
What I learned from etiquette was just constantly flushing.
Yeah, so you do that in the shoe. So if you're in a special housing unit and you're locked in with somebody, you tend to do that. Now, it's harder to do in MDC. The toilets only flush every minute because otherwise guys will flush them nonstop. And if you flush them twice,
put some water on it.
If you flush them twice within 1 minute, they'll lock out for 15 minutes.
Damn. Didn't
So
think about that.
you got to be pretty smart about how often you flush. And yeah, man, it's just living rough, it's
Prison.
yeah. And if you have a stick up your ass about all of it, to me, I think you got to grin and bear it. I mean, you shouldn't be making anything uncomfortable for anybody, but you really can't be expecting much out of a fucking situation like that. There are guys that are very fixated on etiquette, and it's it's fucking prison. Who gives a fuck?
Were there any guys in there burning prison clear?
Doing what?
burning clear, like prison vodka from Bruno.
Yeah. So we called it hooch, or white lightning. But yeah, the plenty of like the
Walk
Mexican.
the thunder.
Yeah, the Mexicans had a whole fucking supply chain built up. It was like really sophisticated manufacturing.
Oh, yeah, man.
I drank the stuff once. Man, it's not pleasant.
Is it literally from the toilet? They make the fucking wine in the
No,
toilet, or
they
the
make it.
alcohol?
They kind of make it in bags. It's a little kind of bizarre. But
That's wrong.
you can make it in the toilet too. It's complicated. Again, I don't miss it.
It just feels like, I don't know, let's say you're trying to brew it in the toilet and, someone's gotta go.
So when is
What are you
Poops
gonna
coming out?
What's that?
About 6 hours after you eat or so.
How long was Poops in for, and is he coming out soon?
He's out. He's in the Discord. Let me see.
Oh
if,
shit.
see if
No
I
pun intended.
can, see if I can get his attention.
Bazinga.
Good morning, everybody. Hello.